let's take a look at another game. This one's going on Saturday. And before we get to that, if you want to get free picks every day, you can get them from Jim Feist. A couple of ways. One is to text winner at 313131, or you can go to jimwins.com. There's information to get free plays daily, as well as a free daily audio report. Okay, let's take a look at Arizona State against Texas A&M. This is a Saturday game. You got A&M here, a 3-point favorite. It's pretty much sat there much of the last 2 weeks. Very high total on the board, 66. Some of the early money leaning toward the Sun Devils, 54% coming in. And here's a team, Arizona State, that has a terrific offense, averaging almost 37 points per game. That was 17th best in the nation. They do have a senior quarterback in Mike Berkovich back. Did not play all of the games last year. He split time, but he was pretty effective. 12 touchdowns and 4 interceptions, along with a couple of monster games against Pac-12 teams, USC and UCLA. And he's not alone, because running back DJ Foster is just a beast. He had over 1,000 yards rushing, 5.6 yards per carry, and they also utilize his skills out of the backfield with 62 passes caught for 688 yards. Talk about a terrific dual threat. But this defense wasn't so hot last year, 76th in the country. And Jeff, I wonder, how is this Pac-12 defense going to fare facing an SEC offense?
Well, that's going to be the big test, but this is a big game for Arizona State because this is the only quality opponent they play in the non-conference. The next up is Cal Poly, New Mexico, so if Todd Graham wants any national title hopes, he has to win this game. This could be his best team, though. They're in Tempe. Mike Berkovich, he made the best of it last year when he started those 3 games for the injured Taylor Kelly, including that Hail Mary pass to Jalen Strong to beat SC. They're calling it the Hail Mary. They're down there at Arizona State. Strong left for the NFL, and they also lost Cameron Smith and other receivers out for the season with a knee injury. But DJ Foster is going to he's going to be a wide receiver full time now. Plus, they still have Demario Richard. He returns at running back along with Siobhan Hayes. Bo Graham, Todd's son, was an assistant coach. He resigned last week. There was some kind of controversy there. I'm not sure what that's going to affect the team or not. Sun Devils do return 9 starters on defense, including the entire linebacking core. I think overall they have the better team here, we can say. And Kyle Allen's going to start quarterback for the Aggies. He beat out highly touted freshman Kyler Murray. Allen started last 5 games last year, 16 TDs, 7 interceptions. Looked good in the Liberty Bowl. He threw for 294 yards, 4 TDs. That was versus West Virginia. And A&M has a lot of new coaches. John Chavis comes over from LSU. He's the new defensive coordinator. The Aggies allowed 451 yards per game last season. Also, they have a new receivers coach, Aaron Moorhead, new running backs coach. They have one of the best defensive ends in the nation, Myles Garrett. I think Arizona State has the edge of defense here, and I think they overall have the better team. And I think the wrong team's favored. I'm going to go with Arizona State plus the points, John.
Okay, well, I kind of like this Texas A&M team. This game is going to be on a neutral field at Houston's NRG Stadium. But I like Kevin Sumlin, what he's done in a couple of places that he's been. And this guy has brought in 3 consecutive top 10 recruiting classes. He really has a loaded team as far as experience and speed and talent. Last year they had all kinds of problems at the quarterback situation, but still, despite those changes, that team went 8-5 straight up. Kyle Allen was terrific down the stretch. They were an underdog in that bowl game against West Virginia, scored 45 points and won. And Sumlin has been so good at bringing in speed for all of the programs he's been at. And this A&M wide receiver core is absolutely loaded. You got Speedy Knoll, 583 yards last year. A sophomore, Ricky Seals-Jones, had over 450 yards. And then you got a couple of guys who are 6'4", junior Edwin Pope and Josh Reynolds, 842 yards, 13 touchdown passes. This is a really talented offense, and they have much more stability at quarterback than they had last year. The weak spot was defense, giving up 28 points per game. You mentioned that new coordinator they brought in from LSU. They also add some really good talent in that recruiting class that someone has brought in. It's not just offensive talent, but it's also a defensive talent. One of them is sophomore defensive end Myles Garrett. He was a freshman All-American last year, second team All-SEC, and he is back. So I see an improving defense based on Sumlin and kind of an unstoppable offense. So I'm going to lean toward the Sun Devils in this one. Arizona State is 8-3 against the spread in September. And that was Texas A&M is 8-3 ATS in September. And Arizona State, when they play non-conference competition, 2-5 against the spread, and when they go to neutral sites, they're 1-6 ATS. So I think it's going to be an even battle, but I do like Texas A&M overall coming into this one. So we're going head-to-head on this one. Small lean on the over, but a bigger play on A&M. All right, let's get to our third game going. This will be certainly a national TV game that's going to be fascinating. You get Texas at Notre Dame. Let's call this a traditional power showdown. Notre Dame at home. Opened 8.5, but up to 9.5 now, as 60% of the wagers have come in early on the Irish. Texas heading out on the road. The total here is 54.5. Start with Notre Dame and Brian Kelly. Boy, hopes are really high. Expectations are high for Kelly and the Irish. You got 8 starters back on offense, 10 on defense. And what's interesting is he's got stability here at quarterback with a sophomore in Malik Zaire. Now, he played a little bit last year, but he's entrenched as the starter this year. Played very well in the bowl win against LSU, 31-28, and reports are that he is the best running quarterback that Kelly's had in South Bend, and as a result, they're going to change the offense to suit this kid's talent. They're going to bring in a zone read option attack for him. They like him that much. One other thing to keep in mind with Zaire is he's been very exuberant and vocal in practice. That was in stark contrast to Everett Golson, who was more soft-spoken. So Kelly likes the kid's athletic ability, and he likes the fact that he's a loud, vocal leader in practice, and that's something that that may come into play for this season, having what Kelly anyway perceives as a leader. So, Jeff, all in all, this kind of looks like a bit of a tall order for Texas in the opener heading out on the road.
Yeah, definitely. Notre Dame favored by 9.5. That might be a little too many points to lay up, probably lay off the game, but still, it would be Notre Dame or nothing in this game for me. Texas changing to an up-tempo offense, which might take them a while to implement fully. Tyrone Swoops beat out Jared Hurd to be the starting quarterback. Swoops is pretty mediocre last year, 13 TDs, 11 interceptions, completed 58% of his passes. 5 starters return on the offensive line, along with senior running back Jonathan Graves back, who averaged 4.3 yards per carry last year. Defense could be a problem this season. Lost 6 starters. Longhorns lost 6 starters, even though last year they had a decent year defensively. The last 2 games they gave up a combined 62 points. Notre Dame's on a 1-5 against the spread run overall. That's another reason why I might be hesitant to lay 9.5 points in this one. They have a bunch of new assistant coaches too, including new offensive coordinator Mike Sanford Jr. But overall, the team has 18 starters returning. Zaire takes over after Golson went to Florida State. Zaire was the MVP of that game last year, the bowl game when they upset LSU. Was an 8.5-point dog. He was 12 of 15, 96 yards TD, and he also ran for 96 yards. 4 offensive linemen are back, and of course a solid at running back with Terry Foston and William Fuller. So the defense last year allowed 171 rushing yards per game, but now it's a veteran crew led by the defensive tackle Sheldon Day. Plus they get Kaveri Russell back at cornerback. He was suspended for academic reasons. He's back. So this is, as I said, it's Notre Dame nothing in this game. It'll probably be nothing because I don't want to lay that many points. So I'll probably lay off the game, John.
Well, I love what Texas Coach Charlie Strong and the defensive coordinator Vance Bedford have done with this defense. They have allowed just 4.7 yards per play last year. That's similar to what Strong did when he was at Louisville. They had dominant powerhouse defenses. He's certainly bringing that to Texas, and they add freshman linebacker Malik Jefferson. Reports are that he's going to start. He's one of the top high school linebackers in the country. It's a big recruiting coup, so I can see this Texas defense being outstanding again. But it's the offense that has the big question marks. You mentioned that they're going to change this year. Apparently Tyrone Swoops is going to start. He wasn't very good in the West Coast attack they ran last year. 13 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. He's a junior this season, but they've completely revamped the offense. They're going to go to what they call a power spread attack. Basically what they're doing is they're copying Auburn and Ohio State, which allows more options for the quarterback to run and pass. So it's going to be more of an up-tempo, quick strike attacking offense than the more boring, unproductive offense from a year ago. But the thing is, even if it works, it's going to take time to get going, and it might not work with the quarterback personnel that they have. So it's certainly a lot of question marks. They're going to try to go up tempo. They're going to try to go no huddle, but they are facing a terrific defense on the road. So I have no idea how this Texas offense is going to click, if it clicks at all. So I would lean slightly toward Notre Dame, but I think the better play is with the total. It's a tall order for Texas heading out on the road. Texas Longhorns are on a 17-9 run under the total. A lot of that under Charlie Strong, and this Notre Dame defense with 10 starters back is 4-1 under the total in September. So that's the way I'm going to look at Texas Notre Dame under the total. All right, let's tell you what we have going on for the football season. If you want to get involved, Jeff, you hit that big underdog game of the year in NFL preseason. How can folks get your plays as far as packages and daily plays?
Well, you want to go to jimfice.com. We have plays every day: football, college football, pro football, baseball, and also call the number of your screen. You can sign up for LVSS, and you can get weekly package, monthly packages, season packages. Just call the number of your screen, and we'll take care of everything for you. But go to jimfice.com every day, and you get baseball, college football, and pro football.
Okay, do you have a best bet for anybody?
Oh, Arizona State. My best bet on the show was Arizona State.
Arizona State by what, 45 points?
No. I'll go 10.
By 10?
Yeah.
That'll cover any kind of line.
Yeah.
My best bet will be Texas Notre Dame under the total. If you want to get free plays every day, you can go to jimwins.com. You can get it via text, or you can get a free phone report, a daily report from Jim. Jim is on a 14-5 NFL preseason run. You want to get his plays, go to jimfice.com. There are articles previewing the NFL and college football season. You can check out the conferences as well as your favorite team. All right, thanks for joining us, everyone. Make sure you check out the NFL version of ProLine 2. That's available this week. Good luck with the games, everyone, and we'll see you next week with another version of ProLine.